Happy New Year! Today is the Chinese New Year 2019. To all my Chinese friends on my channel, 新年快乐，身体健康，恭喜发财。Speaking of Chinese New Year, 10 years ago, I wrote the story and illustrated with watercolor paintings for a children's picture book. It's called A Gift. I'll put the link in the video descriptions. You can click on the link to go to my website to read the story and also see the watercolor paintings in this book. Speaking of a gift, at the end of the video, I'm going to announce a very exciting giveaway. A gift from Brightech. Here's the website. But at the end of the video, you're going to see the details how to participate this giveaway. At the end of the video, I'm also going to announce our member painting challenge for this month. So stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint a watercolor painting. A watercolor landscape of a house in the sun. I'm going to do a simple sketch. If you have more confidence with just painting with watercolors, you don't have to rely on the graphite pencil. Okay, we're going to start from looking at the bottom of the house. So you don't have to draw very detailed. It's just on this side, the street going to that direction. And I'm going to also talk about, in the next video, talk about the perspective. So everything has perspective. Like I say, the same width of thing, but because of this side is closer to us, a little bit wider, and a little far away, a little bit less. On the corner of the street, I like that, so I'm gonna include the corner of the street over here, and just put something on, and it may be gonna change it, and before we start painting. So I have some tree over here. So the main objects would be the house right here. So I'm gonna say the corner of the house, like coming up like that, coming down, the roof over here, and the side over here, and like that. And this, the other house, look at the other house, the roof over here, the roof line is aligned with this. I don't like it because when I look at this house, my eye got distracted from the other roof. So what you can do, I'm gonna move that house a little bit lower, sorry neighbor. So your house is just a little bit shorter. I don't want the two houses conflict to each other. So now it's the side of the house over here, and a little bushes over here too, like that, coming too on this side. And this row is concrete, and then I don't want to looks like it's so boring, the row. So I'm gonna turn it back to, like I say, another 60 years ago, that was dirt. Okay, I'm gonna make the dirt row. So one of the great things that about being an artist, you feel kind of you're controlling a lot of things. You make your own. Now coming down on the side over here, and there's a fence, or actually there's a garage over here. I'm gonna coming down over here. And you can change any shape you want. You can make the house look best shape if you want. And that is to make the painting look better, if that. Okay. Now, and the background over here have a little bit house in the background. So that will be the suggestions, and the tree coming up over here. I want this whole shape of tree over here. So I'm gonna just make the outside shape of the tree over here, like that. Oh, don't forget the little chimney on the top. On the other house, I may not show the chimney. The window over here probably indicate a little bit of the window over here, like that. If you are feeling that you need to draw a little more, spend a little bit more time planning the watercolor painting. And drawing is part of the planning process. Is you more time plan it, that the better result it might come. Okay. And this coming out like this. I think this is good now. So what I want to do now, I'm going to start painting into the big area. At the beginning, what you really care about you care about two things. One thing is this light area versus everything else. So when you're looking at the painting and looking at the composition of the artwork, you want to start from the biggest relationship. Talk about it, where's the lightest, so where's the rest of the area. I'm gonna overlay a little yellow color after, so we don't have to wait. So what I'm gonna do now, and I'm going to squint my eyes so I can see the whole thing. So I'm gonna take the blue color for the sky. I'm gonna take quite a bit of blue color, maybe a little darker. I want it to be darker, but make sure enough blue color in the brush. That's good. Now ready. I'm going to start over here. Make a little more color. Good. Make sure the color is all blend in the brush. Okay. Now this is called wash. Yeah, wash with flat color into the sky. Okay, take a look. What about the tree? Don't worry about the tree. The tree darker than the sky. So I'm gonna coming down, watch it, and the chimney is a little bit darker than the sky. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So simplified it. As what you are looking at now is the dark color versus the light color, and I'm going to go a little bit faster. Looking for that, the top of the, now this side, and in the background over there you maybe have something else. Now let's see, let's keep going. I try to make this sky a little bit darker, and you don't want to think about those small details yet at this point, because we're going to add the details later. But all we're going to try to do is to make dark area versus the light area, top of the roof over here. So like that. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make the gray colors on the house. Get a little bit red into here. There's too much blue, and I should get a little yellow color. And now I have the close to gray color. Get a little bit red. Too much red. Okay, come here. That's good. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to working into the shadow of the house, and you're going to see you can get the overall contrast compositions really quickly. And this house, I'm going to have a little bit shadow, and this side of the wall also have some shadow. It's just not really facing to the light. And this side, I have a little bit shadow like this, and that can coming down over here. And on the street, it's just lighter. I'm sorry, everything else is become a little bit darker. Okay, now I'm gonna make this color in here. So you're thinking about that, this is light, everything else will become darker. So over here in the background, over here also the house in the background also look a little bit light, a little bit warmer. So now I'm gonna make this, the top over here, maybe a little bit blue. Now, like that, a little bit darker. Now, everything else become darker. Okay, here we go. And this on the row. That's how we are going to treat the painting to be a simple composition. Now you can see over here is either dark color or light color, right? I don't want this to be so solid, so I'm going to soften the edge over here because it's a little bit softer. That's a little bit softer, and a little bit softer. There's a little color from the tree, so you see a little bit shadow. Okay, like that, a little bit softer, like that. So now I'm going to remove the color. Now I'm going to make that a little bit softer, those lines. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to come back to working into the clouds, the sky. How we can make the clouds? The clouds are a little bit lighter and the top have a little bit orange color. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just use my flat brush. Ready? Just take away the color. And I'm going to use this side, the brush a little clean. It's just lift up the color and make sure the brush clean and no other color can introduce to the. So I'm gonna lift up some color over here. Here you go, and a little bit over here too. You can lift up the color so make it look a little bit lighter. And because I've lifted up the color, actually the color look a little bit softer. So the shape, the light shape is not really so sharp. Okay, it's good. Depends on how light you want it, so you control how much you want to lift up. Like that. And coming to this side. These are almost dry, so let's see. Okay, it's still okay. I'm gonna just lift up the color. The sky, lots of interesting thing going on. Something like that. So let's see. So this is the light side on the top. You're seeing the color like this. So I just introduce some shape breaking into the flat of the sky. So what I want to do now, I'm going to introduce a little bit of the gray color underneath the clouds. What's the gray color? What is? And I'm going to take this color, add a little blue, and that's the gray color, right? That's a little bit blue like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna underneath over here, just I think a little bit more red, supposed to. Oh, too much red. Okay, like that. Take this color, good. I'm going to put it right underneath. There's too much water, but it's okay. Just work with it. It may be something, it surprises. It may be something that you actually want, but did not think about it. Okay, I'm gonna take this color, like that. A little bit underneath. Some gray color, let's see. A little bit gray color coming over here. There's probably a little bit more. A little bit gray color, and then over here. And for about the orange color on the top of the cloud, and we can add that colors a little bit later, okay, after it dries. So we're gonna leave the sky as it is for now. So I'm gonna work into the house in the background, but it's a little bit warmer, like a little light brown color. So I'm gonna take this light brown color, I'm gonna put it right here, like that. And on the wall, that is fine. The wall a little bit lighter. And on this side, have a little warmer color. So you think about that, anything the sun touch is a little bit warmer. So, but this roof has a little bit darker color. So I'm gonna put this color in on the roof. Like that, that's fine. Maybe a little bit darker. Get a little bit blue color into it. Here you go. But still a little bit warmer than the shadow side. Okay, on there. And underneath over here, we can actually leave, add a little blue color later. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm gonna come into the house. This sky over here is still look a little bit wet. So we don't wanna overlay the yellow color at this point. If you do that, the color is gonna come in, right? So think about, so what I'm gonna do now, I want to, working on the street over here, this is almost dried. I think it's already dried, so I'm gonna mix the color. A little bit darker brown colors, right? So the three colors together. Okay, that's good. But I want it to be darker, so I'm gonna take a little bit more color. Does that all make sense, right? So I'm gonna get a little bit blue color, a little red color. Let's take a look, that's good. Now I'm gonna looking for the color on there. To you is anything, everything, it's just color. Okay, you don't want it. Oh my God, how I'm gonna paint a pig? How I'm gonna paint a house? This is not such thing. You're painting the house. I'm gonna give the dry brush over the bushes on the side over here. That's fine over here. Now coming on this side, we talk about we're gonna make this to be a little bit more free, looking like a third row. So I'm gonna just have a fill like this. Something going on the ground. Now coming to this side. This side, I'm gonna, whole thing over here is actually in shadow. So I'm gonna just add a little bit darker color to start with over here. And there's of course some those small trees coming up like this. And that will be, we're gonna make it darker later. Okay, but right now, it's just have a little bit placeholder, a little color over here. Now, right now, I'm gonna paint it into, but I really need to working into the yellow color now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little yellow color, okay, put it over here. Just a little yellow color, but warm yellow, so a little bit like an orange color. Let's take a look how it looks like. Do you see that? Nice color, isn't it? Okay. Now the window, around the window trim a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna paint it around the window. So make it a little bit lighter, like that. Okay. Okay, coming over here. You know, everything we do now is making suggestions. Okay, we're not making a house. Well, you wish. You do a painting, you make a house, right? So we suggest the house. How we suggest house? It just used color. Okay, now I'm gonna get a little bit yellow, like this. A little bit more yellow. Then remix the color. And this color over here, actually a little bit more yellow, like that. And also on this wall, we also see the yellow color on this side. And this yellow color may be a little bit too dark, so you're gonna make the judgment. Okay. Like this for now. Okay, the two windows. Okay, let's take a look and this. Okay. Let's take a look. If you want, you can remove the color, and like over here, it's a little bit too dark, so remove some colors, make it a little bit lighter. So this is good. I think we are doing the right things. I'm gonna coming down over here and looking at the windows like that. A little bit yellow color touching on this side of the wall, the whole wall over here. Actually mostly in the sun. Right? Now we just finish overlay the yellow color to it. On this side of the wall, I'm also going to put a little yellow color. Not much. I think I'm putting too much. So also this color needs to be a little bit warmer. So a little bit like a warm yellow color. So let's see. Like that. A little bit. Okay. That's good. Over here, everywhere, when the sun touches it, it will carry on the color of the sun. Now this is good. We have those color, basically have all the colors on the painting. But something is not quite clear because see the edge of the house, you don't have it yet. But keep in mind we're painting is not painting the house, we're painting the color. Let's move on. We're gonna come back after the color dry and we're gonna make some touches and that will be done. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this brush. I'm gonna make some brown color for the tree. That make a little red color, mix with in here, get a little bit blue color, and you know how to mix the brown colors. Don't be afraid of that. And you can mix the three colors to find out what is the combination to make the warm brown color that you want. And a little bit more red, right? This is good. This looks like the color. Maybe a little bit red. Okay, that's good. Now what I'm gonna do, I think this brush probably a little bit too big for those dry tree. So we're gonna get with some color. Let's take a look. This is still wet. I prepared that. It could be a problem. So, but I'm gonna take a look how the color. And the tree, it get from bigger and come a little smaller. Okay. Like this. Gonna get a impression. There's a whole area here is look like a little bit smaller. You can use a smaller brush as you can control the brush stroke maybe a little bit easier. So we're gonna see. Right? When we are doing the sky, you may be worried about that. Okay, this is how about the trees? Should we leave that? No, because the brown color has the blue color. So what you are mixing now is the color is a little bit darker than the sky color, so this is fine. Okay. Okay, we need to come back over here to fix those. It's a little bit blurred out. It's fine. Like that. So suggested, that's the tree. But on the side over here, we need to make some dry brush. So how we make the dry brush, and we're gonna fence out the brush. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna use the side of the brush like this. See that? So you can have some kind of dry brush look, especially those lots of those small branches. Like that. Now have some dry brushes. Okay, like this. Because the paper have those texture. So use the side of the brush and you move a little bit faster and you create that look. Okay, now while we're doing that, we have some, those are already dry. So we'll come back over here. Now I'm gonna moving forward. I'm gonna come over here to do a little bit texture. I need a little bit blue color. Now here you go. See that? You can create dry brushes for the tree at the front. And that's it. It looks like that. And on the side over here, give a little bit of the curve over here and maybe soften the outside over here. Make it a little bit connected to the outside over here. And maybe have a little bit red color in here. Look at some colors on the road like that. That's fine. I'm gonna come back over here to give a little bit more suggestions. Do you know what? I think it's ready over here. I'm gonna give a little bit darker color over here to just to create the edge of the, let's see, the edge of the house by glaze over a little bit darker color tone. Okay, now like that, and a little bit blue color on top of the roof over here, like this. Okay, now I'm gonna also give a little dry brush suggestions on the road, like this. Okay, now I'm gonna giving some suggestion of the top of the roof. Now, a little bit darker color, ready? That is ready, this area. Ooh. Everything you do is just putting colors on the paper. So you need to focus on what color is supposed to be. And then I'm gonna give a little bit the color reflections on the window and also on the door, like that. And then maybe a little window over here. And the top of the roof has a little warm brown color. So here you go. I'm gonna get a little warm brown colors Okay, now on this side, like that, this is the roof of this house, and this can coming down over here, and put something over here, maybe something in the background over here, like that. Okay, that's good. And let's take a look over here, and let's give a little colors. Okay, on the edge over here, we can come back to do that. Still a little wet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give a little shape for the windows. And see, this window, I already give suggestions, but this window, and look like the bottom over here is a little bit darker. I'm gonna make it that the one big window instead of two, like this. Okay, now I'm going to have a little bit for this window. You see now we're working into smaller and smaller shapes, smaller and smaller details to make it look more believable as the house or the window now. Like that. And the side, the trim of the window. And now the top of the roof, I'm going to draw the line coming down over here. That's fine. And actually underneath the trim, it's a little bit warmer. So I'm going to get, so those are smaller and smaller observation on the details. But we don't mean to make it look like exactly the house. We want to have a nice color they are putting together. So I'm going to do it over here. A little bit underneath, and a little bit underneath over here too, like that, and maybe have this connected, like that's good. Okay, and this window on this side, make it a little lighter. Okay, this window, I'm gonna paint it onto directly light side and the shadow side, and over here too. Okay, and we can edit a little bit like the shadow, the window. So now I'm going to come back over here. That's a little bit darker. We need some darker color in the whole painting because right now everything look a little bit light. So I'm going to have some darker color on this side, darker color over here too, a little bit darker over on this side, and maybe a little bit darker color on top of the roof over here, and make it darker and a little darker on the bottom over here. And see that other suggestions of trees over here. This area is still wet. It's perfect. Now this is almost dry. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have this color coming down like this, and also this area actually the trees actually in the shadow, some of the tree over here. So this is good to having darker. Okay, like this, coming down to the trim over here. So now what I want to do, I'm going to overlay a little bit of blue color because I want that stand out a little bit more lovely. So I'm going to get the blue color here, left over from the sky. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the blue color over here too. So seeing the shadow color just a little bit colder, like that, and also some blue color showing the shadow. Okay, the shadow is just darker, just cooler, and this side probably too dark. So I'm gonna remove that, just a little bit cooler. So you can see that it's warm and cool color because of the color of the light. So that, and now I'm gonna come in over here for the tree, have some shadow. So it's getting there. Okay, now I'm gonna have it a little bit darker. Okay, ready? Over here, not everywhere, just a little small tree, small branches. a little bit darker somewhere. It has a little couple lines, a little bit darker like that. A little bit over here, a little bit darker. Okay, a little bit over here, coming through. Some line like this, but that's fine. And let's take a look. And this side of the wall, we need to indicate it a little bit. So I'm gonna just make a little darker color over there. I'm gonna make this color even darker. See, just mix the blue colors with the red colors. It will really work. And now, what I want to do, I'm gonna still make a little bit of textures on the ground. It may be just gone really quickly. But what I want to do, I'm gonna make some dark color on the ground. It may not be the timing, but we're gonna try it because it's a little bit too wet. I'm gonna make the blue and the red together, make a dark purple color. Ready? To brush. If there's too much, and you can remove some of them.
I thought you was gonna use the toothbrush for the branches.
But the branches?
Yeah, but you use the dry technique.
Yeah, the usually for the dirt roll is work really well with the toothbrush. Now I'm gonna actually want to have a little bit darker color on the roll over here. And the windows. Like that. And on this side, maybe a little bit darker. That creates a separation between that two. Now I'm gonna have some, you like green color, right? So I'm gonna get a little bit thicker green color and place it right over here, a little bit. So this green color will look a little bit cooler compared to the brown color next to it. And you know what? That's fine. Like this, and maybe a little texture, little dry brushes on the side over here. Do you know what? Let's throw a little bit over here too. Like that. If it less water, it will look like a dry brush. Basically, you get the texture. And the same thing over here, you maybe want to add a little bit more. Okay, the top of the cloud, we add a little bit warm colors, but not much. Okay, I'm gonna use this side a little bit, maybe a little bit too much, just a little bit. Ready? You see that? A little bit red color put on the top. Okay, a little bit over here. Just a little suggestions, like that. Also have a little bit dry brush over here too. I think okay, that looks fine. And the dirt roll, right? I'm gonna give a little bit texture. Okay. So I think this painting is, we can call it done. First, talk about a giveaway from brighttechshop.com. The winner is gonna get this bright LED magnifying clam lamp for desk and table. It's perfect for you to see a small photograph and paint from it. You can bring it with you when you travel. But the only way you can participate is by going to this website to participate in this giveaway drawing. I also have the link in the description, so easier for you to one click and go over there. At the end of this month, I will announce the winner on this channel. Next, I'm going to talk about our member painting challenge. It is a landscape painting. You can paint any landscape painting. I also want to encourage you to think about perspective. Through this month, I'm going to talk about how to integrate the perspective into the landscape painting. I'm going to use this to talk about how to understand the 1-point and 2-point perspective and also the aerial perspective in the landscape painting. I already have some perspective videos inside the Enjoying Art online learning center. You can go over there, start learning and start doing drawings. And I'm looking forward to see a beautiful landscape painting. You feel free to use any mediums you want. If you're not yet a member or if you know a friend maybe benefit from this, please use the link in the description to join us today.